Okay, and welcome back to another episode of the Randomly Generated Roommates podcast.
I'm Brett.
And I'm Cody.
And today we have Wes with us.
Hey guys, I'm Wes.
Yeah, tell us a little bit yourself there, Wes.
My name's Wesley Lee. My favorite food is Kraft dinner. I like long walks on the beach, and my favorite color is blue.
He is a buddy of mine from hometown, and he's my future roommate. So
you're more of a roommate than I am.
Yeah,
I guess
as
so.
of right now. Maybe you'll replace me.
I mean, I'm here most of the time anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully
Cool.
it's a little bit more step up from Dan from last week. We were very disappointed in your performance, Mr. Sankmars.
I'm pretty glad the bar was set low, so I don't have high expectations to match.
That's true. That's true. We're going to go through a couple of topics. Just like every week, we'll go through Today in History, which is a big day today, which is March 4th.
Cool. So, shall we start off with an interesting question? What is the oddest or most uncomfortable sexual request you've agreed to partake in?
I think this is a great time for our guests to really get to know the audience. So, Wesley, let's hear it.
I really don't have too many situations where I felt uncomfortable. I'm pretty willing to dive right in there and make my partner happy. But
Nice.
I have heard some stories of uncomfortable sexual requests. Most of the time I've denied them, but I think my friend Cody has a pretty good story on this subject. Or two, or three.
Okay,
Definitely
I get
three.
thrown under the bus.
Let's hear
Right
it.
under the bus. So I was dating this girl. Not going to call her out, obviously. And one of her things was she liked it when people were sick. Like, as if they had, like, the flu or the cold. Like, if they sneezed, or if they're... don't judge.
That's just funny. I like it.
It was just like... It was like... that was, like, the kink was if someone was ill.
Oh, yeah, baby, get me sick.
Yeah, like sneezing.
Sneeze all over me.
It was like a sneezing fetish. Apparently, it's like a thing.
It's definitely interesting, though. I see
Yeah.
that. I can see it coming more from a woman than a man. I feel like that kind of like taking care of someone
Yeah.
Oh,
could
okay, yeah.
somehow get involved sexually.
I guess, yeah, you want to take care of someone. Like, it's like the ultimate.
Like
It's
nurse
like the
and
ultimate
soldier.
nursing.
kinda-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're sick. Let me take care of you. And then, like, it's kind of weird that she liked it while you were having sex.
But it wasn't like super like weird. Like it was.
Would she want you to, like, if you're coughing or sneezing, would she want you to cover
No.
your mouth?
Well, yeah, I think.
Or
yeah.
does she just want it, like, at her?
No. It wasn't like sneeze on my face. It was like.
Or, like,
Oh,
or,
that's
like,
hot that you
sneeze on my...
sneeze.
Sneeze
No,
on my...
no.
Okay.
It was like
Because that's a totally different situation.
that's like a different thing. That's like gimme germs, which I don't think what it was. We're gonna get fucking roasted for kink shaming.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's like a
true.
thing, right? Kink
All right,
shaming.
we're sorry.
But,
We're not kink shaming.
No, we're not
It's
kink
your own
shaming.
personal opinion. I don't
Yeah.
think I don't want to. I'm not gonna kink shame anyone, but I think you should have your own opinion on what you're willing to do because you don't want to have like the topic we're talking about.
Mhm.
If someone makes a request, you should be able to say no.
Yeah.
If they start kink shaming you for not being comfortable with a
For being
sexual
vanilla.
request, then
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I guess that it doesn't even have to be like a kink, cause I like my only story that I can think of, cause I'm similar to Wes, like I'm a kind of an open book. I've never actually had anything strange that's like turned me off. The only time I think I've been like forcibly turned someone down was when I was like younger, I think I was 16, 17. I was at a party and this mother next door was having a party as well.
I know
And she
this.
had 3 or 4 people over. And we were kind of like going back and forth. It was 2 small parties and it was like teenage kids in high school. And then they were like showing us the ropes. So we went over. That was the first time I ever smoked weed. They like gave us a joint. They were giving us booze.
and they
vape
were all
niche.
adults.
Yeah. And then all the adults left.
How
and it was
old were
just
you?
this 16.
Okay,
It
that's
was
young,
weird.
but that's not too young.
It's
not
a little
like,
weird.
It's not
I'm-
like weirdly young.
But it was by no means like, oh, I'm going to take advantage of these kids. Like, because all the guests left. It was like a couple.
Mm-hmm.
A random girl, and then the owner of the house, this
Yeah.
woman, she was married too. So they all left, and she wanted to stay out and drink with us. And she was like, most of my friends were virgins at the time.
How old was she?
She was 26.
Oh, okay.
So she wasn't like.
Yeah.
So
But
she
she
was
was a
young.
mom.
That's young.
But she was a
That's
mom.
pretty
She had like
young,
a
yeah.
4 or 5. I think she had a 5-year-old kid.
Okay.
But she got pretty drunk, and she like one thing led to another, and we were dancing, and then she was like, my buddies were leaving, and she's like, stay. She asked me to stay, and then one thing led to another. We're making out, and I knew she had a husband too, which was kind of a bad move on me.
You were gonna cuck him.
I guess if you say it like that. But we moved upstairs, and I like started to get like this vibe. I could see the kid. The kid was there, like, and he was up. I was drunk. I look over. I see this kid. I like looked away really fast because I felt bad. And we're making out in the room, and she leaves. She's like, fuck me. But I was like, okay, do you have a condom? And she's like, yeah. And she pulled me down, and this went on like 3 or 4 times. And she went to leave and get one. And I was like, fuck, like the husband's gonna come in and kill me right now. Like this is something they planned. And so I thought I was gonna get my ass kicked. So I put my clothes on and I went to leave, and I'm like, listen, I can't do this. Like this is a little bit messed up. Like you have a kid and you're married. And I left, which is kind of weird as a 6-year-old kid, but the story's not over. I went back to the house next door, and my buddy who was trying to compete with me is like, yo, do you still you think I have a chance? And I was like, go for it, man. And so he went over, and apparently she was crying because she had done all this terrible stuff, and he like convinced her to have sex. That's how he lost his virginity.
He like comforted
this-
like, there,
Yeah,
it's okay.
Wow,
to
that
this
is-
like 26-year-old MILF, and
Wow.
we still joke to this day that he has a kid. he didn't wear any kind of protection. It was a little bit of a messed up
Way to throw him
situation. To
under
be
the
I
honest.
think his situation is a lot worse than yours. You
Yeah,
got
but
lucky.
I started off
You
in that
did. You
situation.
threw him under the bus there.
Yeah,
Is what
you
it
did.
sounds like. I mean, when you're
Yeah.
16, you're gonna.
I
go
told
for
him.
most
I told
things,
him.
but-
He asked if he should go for it. He was a close friend of mine. I was like, yeah, dude, I couldn't do it, but I can respect you if you did. Like I was 16. I'm not. I was a bit of a scumbag. Like I'm not gonna lie. I knew she was married, and I still made out with her. So I'm not a good person by any means either.
Yeah.
That's not too much of a specific sexual request, though.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like it was just vanilla, but that's the most
Yeah.
uncomfortable
Yeah.
I've ever been during intercourse.
I think I've definitely been uncomfortable where like whenever you get into something and like the first couple times, if they I know like most people it's fairly vanilla, but like slapping and like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, like it seems pretty normal, but
If you don't know the person,
Yeah,
yeah,
if
like
you
I don't
don't
want
know
to
the
slap the
person-
chick
Like the
that I don't
first
even
night.
know.
I know it's a little uncomfortable to
Yeah.
try and like break that barrier.
You have to have some. You have to have trust, right?
I've heard
Yeah.
some bad stories of where the girl is asking to be like punished like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then post sex
They're like not about it.
they're angry.
Yeah.
And,
Wow,
feel-
that's sad.
yeah.
That's fucked up. It's like you asked me to do that.
Yeah, and then you're kind of like caught in a
And you
bind.
feel bad.
yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say like anytime girls want to do anything in movie theaters, that's weird. You guys ever experience that kind of stuff? Cause like
I think
No.
no, that's very.
I think that's weird,
It's
man.
intimate. You know,
what's
they
the,
want to get
what's
intimate
the
with you.
term for that? Not
Public,
Exhibitionist.
exhibitionist.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's
Exhibition.
I think
Yeah.
that's a good way to like explore your exhibitionism without actually like you're in the dark.
It's dark.
Yeah.
No
If
one's
you're in
gonna
the
see.
back, everyone's looking the other way.
Yeah.
It's not that uncommon of a thing. It's kind of like a stereotypical like teenage thing to like, oh, we made out in the back of the theater, or like
Yeah, that's-
she.
Okay, making
she
out's
groped me in the back-
different.
Yeah, she groped me in the back of the theater. Like, there's a difference between.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm trying to watch this fucking like Oscar-nominated movie. Like, I'm here to see it. I paid like way too much money. It's like
Baby.
$15. It's like,
But
come on.
I think when you're about 14 or 15, the age where you go with all your friends to the movies as like that's a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
thing to do on Saturday
Yeah.
night before drinking and everything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like that's the closest you're gonna get to the girl.
True.
Because otherwise you're at school, you're hanging out
That's
at school,
true.
or you're hanging out in the daytime. But
Her parents are home or your parents
Yeah.
are home.
Yeah.
when you're 13, your parents will drop you off at the movie theater, and then you're alone. And so that's your only chance,
fair.
really. Because you
Mhm.
can't ask a 13-year-old girl, when you're 13, I would
You wanna
never
go
go to
to
my
the bar?
parents and say, hey, can I have Susie from, like, my 8th grade class over for a sleepover? My parents aren't going to say yes to that.
Also,
No,
like, there's
never.
the whole
So-
Seinfeld episode where his parents come and stay with him, and he can't fool around with his new girlfriend, so they make out during Schindler's List, and then his parents find out, like, he was fooling, and he's Jewish, right?
Yeah.
So, like,
So,
I
yeah,
thought it was
that's
funny
kind of what I
bit.
mean, is, like, that's your only chance.
yeah,
And so you're going to take it. And I guess now that I'm older,
you can just go to your own fucking house.
I could have the girl come to my house. I want to watch a movie. We can watch a movie on our couch. Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
It's like it's just
Yeah.
Netflix and chill with a movie that's not out on a DVD yet.
Yeah.
So
It's
Okay,
OG
that's fair.
Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But I think I'm
Wow.
more likely to say no now than when I was 13.
Yeah, a little naive, little Wesley.
Like no to the movie theater stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. 'cause
Yeah, I'm not about that.
If you
feel
get
that.
caught when you're young,
it's nothing.
it's just a slap on
But
the
if you're
wrist.
like a
But if you're-
22-year-old,
yeah,
it's
if
like,
you're 22,
you're
and
fucking
you get
weird.
caught, like with like half naked with your pants around your ankles in
You're-
the back of a movie theater, it's
you get charged,
embarrassing.
yeah.
No, it's not just embarrassing.
You're a
It's,
sexual
fucking-
offender.
it's illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna go to jail. You're gonna get fucking beaten as a sex offender.
So yeah, I definitely think there'd be some sort of like sexual requests that get
Yeah.
weirder as you get older, for sure.
I
Yeah.
definitely think like if it's a one night stand, like choking and slapping and stuff like that is definitely like not weird, like weird,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you don't know where the limit is, where like when they want you to stop. It's just really weird, but I agree with that.
Speaking of limits, I think we hit the limit for this
Topic.
this topic.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the next
Well,
one.
This is the first 10 minutes of our third podcast, all about weird sex stuff. So,
Well, we might as well transition into this next question.
no, want to jump into a news article? Let's mix
sure.
it up. I
Sure,
think
sure.
this is pretty funny. You want to give her a read there, Brett?
All right, so lawmakers try to give teachers smaller raise, and they accidentally pass a bill giving them the full raise.
So minimum wage hike. This article is about the states, but minimum wage in Canada,
West Virginia.
in West Virginia, yeah. But in Canada, just went up to $14 an hour in January.
Yeah.
So let's hear your guys' opinion on this.
Well, I think I don't know how the raise would have occurred. To me, I don't like without even reading the article. Obviously, I don't fully understand it.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird like that they would just be like, all right, so we're gonna give them like not too much room, but we'll make them feel bad, give them a little bit of a raise,
Yeah.
and then we'll let everything settle down. And they're like, whoop, we accidentally gave them the full raise. Well, fuck, it's kind of like they deserved it. So
Yeah.
to me, it's like justice.
Do you think teachers should get paid more? I know in the States they don't do very well.
Well, you know, in the States, I feel like definitely because I mean, Donald Trump said he wants to arm them.
Oh
He
yeah.
wants to arm all the teachers. So I mean, if you're gonna have to be responsible and fucking carry around a weapon, I think maybe you deserve a raise.
Should we hop into that debate? Because it was either last podcast or the podcast before. Brett and I went into the gun debate.
Just
I think it was
before
the
we
one
move
before.
into the next
Okay, yeah.
subject,
Yeah.
on the this article specifically, I think it really shows that I've heard lots of instances where something goes to Senate for the vote and they don't read it,
Yeah.
and they pass it anyways. And I think it's definitely an embarrassment on their part. But if they didn't read it and they pass it, they should follow through with that. They can't.
Obviously,
they
yeah.
can't back out on that.
I don't think they can.
I actually just read it too, and they thought they voted unanimously on a bill that only offered a 4% raise, but the bill actually offered a 5% raise. So to me, that's like, it's not that big of a percentage. Obviously,
No.
it could equate to like maybe a couple more, like $1,000 more. Not even $1,000 more. It'd probably be like 500.
Yeah.
If this is in
$500.
West Virginia, I don't have the statistics in front of me, but I've heard that teachers make anywhere between like 30 to 50,000 a year.
I think
Okay, so
50's high,
500
dude. I think
Yeah,
it's more
I
like
think
500
50's
would be on
definitely
the high end. So
but
like,
if you're at a private
that's true,
school,
yeah.
then you're getting paid quite a bit more.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if this is for public schools in Virginia. I assume it would be
Yeah.
if the Senate's voting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're making a small wage within like the 30,000, 4%, 5%, that's a tiny amount of
Yeah,
a
it
raise
is,
in the
yeah.
first place.
yeah, on a mass scale, I can see how it could be a larger raise for like, because that's 500 times however many teachers there are. But like for one person, $500 a year, like you probably wouldn't even notice that. So fuck it, just leave it where it is, and
Let 'em have this.
Let them have this the victory that what
It's
they
not
asked
an
for.
easy job.
So now, should they arm teachers? Go.
No, because in the I read recently, like last week, they had an armed security guard at the
Yeah.
school that was shot up, and you know what he did? He hid.
Yeah, that's
He fucking
fucked.
hid.
That is fucked up.
he
should be fucking
I saw a couple of
hung out
articles
to dry.
of the most recent one in Florida
Mhm.
where some of the police officers that were on the scene were not going in and were seen
They should be
trying
fucking
to
hung out to
move
dry.
away from the from the school.
Yeah.
That's a disgrace. You're
But,
not a fucking accountant. You know there's a little goddamn risk to your job, you pussy fuck.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too, is you can't like I went to school for firefighting, firefighters, police, and paramedics. Like you can't, because any other job, like if you're an accountant and your building's on fire, your boss can't be like, you have to work. Like you're legally allowed to leave, then you can't be fired. But as
It's fucking busy season. Get
as
on
like
it.
a policeman or a fireman, if your job, like obviously a firefighter's not gonna go and do fucking a shooting.
Yeah.
But a police officer, that's your job. Like you have to go in there. Like if your boss came over and was like, hey, Bill, get the fuck in there. There's kids being shot. You can't be like, it's not really safe. You have to go in. Otherwise, he can just be like, okay, you're refusing to do your job. You're fired.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that then kind of like I know security guards aren't police and their job mainly, at least here in Canada, is like if something goes down, they're supposed to call the police.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand like he's not supposed to take down shooters at a school.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably supposed to report it or maybe like
The security
stall
guard,
them.
he has a gun.
Yeah, but he's not a police officer. Like he
It
probably
doesn't
wasn't
fucking
trained
matter.
with it. Or
Yes, he
like-
was.
Yeah, I guess you have to be trained with it.
Yes.
To be licensed.
In regards to the teachers actual carrying, though,
Yeah.
I would say they should be allowed to. I wouldn't say it should be mandatory that they should be trained with a firearm to handle these situations, because obviously that's not what they sign up for when they're going through teachers college.
Mm-hmm.
That's not they're not going through
Yeah.
basic military training.
Yeah.
But
We don't need military training to handle a gun. What they want to do is that teachers that have concealed carries, regardless, like just on their own, that they're allowed to carry it in school.
See, I agree with that because
They already
know.
went through
It's-
all the proper precautions with everything.
yeah,
If you have
if
your
they've
own
gone
concealed
through
carry.
the proper etiquette to concealed carry,
Yeah.
I don't see why they shouldn't be allowed to have it at their job.
Mhm.
I've never heard of an instance where a teacher is the one to do the shooting.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, you've never heard of it. It's always
No,
it's
no.
always
Always
a
a
student
student,
doing
yeah.
the shooting. Although there has been instances of such as like where the term "going postal" comes from is where
Yeah.
a postal worker goes in and shoots up his office, and I think that
Happened in
that was
Canada.
in Canada, yeah.
Yeah.
But also we were talking about the West Virginia is where the senators voted on this raise, and there was the Virginia Tech shooting, which was one of the previously famous.
Yeah.
I think that was in early 2000s or
Somewhere
late 90s.
around there. It was
Yeah.
post Columbine,
But
I think.
when teachers go into their jobs, I don't have too much experience from it. I'm not a teacher, and I've had I was in a small town school where not a lot happened, but teachers do have the understanding that when they go into work, there might be students that are violent or angry.
You got to be able to deal with the.
There is definitely
disciplined kids.
situations where they have to deal with kids that I've heard of instances of students in my grade when I was in high school trying to hit teachers.
Yeah.
Or when I was in the 8th grade, a kid tried to stab someone in the neck with a pencil.
Oh yeah.
So,
And yeah, that was
I
big
wanna
controversy.
like talk about that for a second. Like, what do you think would happen, just to play devil's advocate? Like, if you gave a teacher a gun in like those situations where kids are being violent, like, are they allowed to pull the gun on the
No,
student?
whoa, that's way
Like-
escalating the situation, man.
But if
Some
you're gonna
kid-
stab someone with a pencil versus
doesn't
if you have
matter.
a gun,
That's a huge escalation. There should only ever be. You're not allowed to brandish your gun. Say you're gonna fucking. You can't just brandish your gun on a student.
well, so what if they have a knife?
A knife.
Because a pencil, you can.
A pencil's a pencil's different than a knife.
A pencil is different, but it could be used as a weapon, and you can't be like.
A pencil's way different than.
You would draw the line here where, for example, a pencil, that's not its intended purpose. It's not intended for any sort of harm, whereas a
knife
gun is definitely intended for harm.
that's fair.
A knife is kind of a blurry point because I usually carry around a small pocket knife, and I use it all the time for everything, just like opening a plastic bag or like cutting a piece of string. I don't know, that's a bad example, but any sort of pocket knife, it's really common for people to carry pocket knives.
But it's different if it's all situational.
I just had I had a lot of teachers, like I grew up in Kingston, which is by no means a big town at all, but I had a lot of teachers that were like, teachers are under a lot of stress, right? And I had a lot of teachers that like broke down. Some would cry. Some would like scream. Yeah,
I've heard of that as well.
I had a
thing.
business teacher. She cried because she had gotten dumped by her boyfriend, and she just like couldn't make like anything last. So she was like,
and this was
we were like making fun of her one day, like 'cause we were shitty. It wasn't me specifically, but my class. Like,
sure it wasn't.
We were just being shit like kids, like as kids do, and she just like broke down and started bawling. Like, so she had to leave the classroom. Like, obviously I don't think she'd be the one to pull a gun, but like there's the other end of the spectrum where you would have like the guy that like just outlashes and screams at everyone. Because I had a teacher like that.
Yeah, you could have a teacher going postal on the students.
Yeah.
Which I think is a very minor. There's a small chance that would happen, but it's definitely possible.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that teachers should be better trained to deal with. I'm not saying they're not well trained or they don't know how to handle violent students. I think there should be some sort of expectation that they need to handle violent students, but I think them having to be responsible to protect the students in a gunfight is a little extreme.
What I think how you really solve this problem is understanding mental health within stress kids, young kids, right? Like every school like should have some kind of counselor, which I know there's some that do, but it should be widely more adopted. And when you can obviously spot problem kids along the way. Like no one talks about like the Columbine shooters as like, oh, they were like happy-go-lucky regular kids. They're like, no, those guys were fucking fucked up,
knew,
right?
Like they talked about
like these
what they
kids
were
were
doing.
fucked.
In that situation,
Like
and in regards to the guidance counselors, that's
it's different.
I find there's a stigma against. When I was in high school, I would no matter my problem, I would never have gone to a guidance counselor and asked for help.
Ours had a religious
like
aspect to it, though, right?
That's true,
Which is
even
it's the same with mine in public. I was a public school, and guidance counselors were for like troubled kids. So like you were like like a student that was doing well, or like the captain like the football team, or people that were good on sports would go to see counselors because like if you're doing well, you shouldn't need a counselor. Like if
but
you're
I think
seeing
it should be
seen as you having an issue.
You got to better handle young people's mental illnesses. No rational person goes and shoots up a school. No normal person does that, right?
I think as well as that is I think I agree with the allowing teachers to carry, and I think what should happen as well is having bonuses for like larger bonuses for teachers based on how they deal with situations, right? So like if you're a good teacher and you're doing like say you teach at like a public school that's like very very troubled, right? And like you lower the amount of incidents are lowered after you start teaching there. I feel like you should be offered a bonus just like any other job if you do well. I don't know how they would calculate that, but I feel like that would be a good thing to come into play that would definitely influence good behavior from teachers.
That's interesting.
And nurturing behavior. Anyways, so we about beat that topic down. Let's get back into...
Let's do another question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So based off what we're doing right now, just this kind of works with it. Which profession would cause the demise of the human race the fastest if all of the professionals suddenly died? All of them.
I got nothing. Let me think for a second. I gotta think of something valuable.
I think teachers, based on what we were just talking about.
I was gonna say, if you lose education, I wouldn't say it would destroy humanity and everyone would die, but we would definitely devolve as a technological species if nobody was going to school.
Yeah, only the really smart people would be doing anything, and everyone else would just be like fucking around. I don't even know, stealing. How would people that didn't get educated
This is
survive?
the easiest question ever. Obviously, people that manage supply chains of food. Done. Water supply chains.
I was going to say anyone who works in a nuclear power plant.
No, nuclear power plant's only going to kill the people immediately around them. If you fuck up the world's supply food chain, every single supply manager for the food chain magically disappears. Food's still being made. Just as the supply chain gets broken up, it gets fucked up. Everyone dies.
Yeah. We have food here in Canada, though.
Yeah, but how is it supposed to get to the grocery store? There's no supply chain.
I think
supply chain workers of the food.
I think we'd evolve and go out and fucking. Like,
no. You're not allowed to do that job. It disappears or whatever.
Yeah, but we could just go fucking.
So you're saying nobody could farm. That's what you're saying.
No, you can farm, but you can't get the food.
I think if you
to
get
the
rid of
people.
farmers, that would be a faster way of cutting everyone.
But a lot of people eat like fucking goldfish and shit, right? Like you can survive off.
Where do those ingredients come from?
Where do you get the ingredients for goldfish?
You don't just.
Obviously, you go fish and then you get them to cracker form.
So any crackers would be gone. Any like cookies, things like that, because wheat, like
whatever. Maybe
all wheat would be gone.
But all wheat would be gone. Like corn, most oils would be
anything
gone.
With vegetable oil or palm oil, anything like that. A lot of processed foods are made with.
The only things you could eat would be like fucking Twinkies.
Those are farmed, dude. There's Twinkie farms.
But there'd be
and they grow on the ground.
I don't know what Twinkies are made out of.
It's just cake. It's literally nothing.
But I guess cake is made out of flour, which is made out of fucking wheat.
Wow, full circle.
Yeah. So yeah, I think farmers obviously is the easiest choice.
With that answer, it kind of brings into perspective the fact that a lot of people don't think highly of farmers and don't think about how important they are to our culture.
Nobody wants to be a farmer. No one's like, when I grow up, I want to be a farmer. Unless you grew up on a farm.
Unless you're born into it.
Yeah.
Few people want to be a large-scale agricultural farmer.
I agree.
It's fucking hard. You have a lot of responsibility, and you get paid shit.
Well,
They do get a lot of government subsidies.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's our buddy
the
that's a
US at
farmer?
least.
Brady's good
Brady.
buddy. No, Brady's good buddy that does
Jesse.
Jesse does a lot of farming, and he always he looks like he always has a great time. Like he's a guy that genuinely loves it.
Yeah, that's
you
just
know?
the person he is, though, right?
He's just a happy guy. Yeah.
You can put happy guy in any job.
I think
and
it's
they'll make
much
the rest of
easier
it
in
true.
Canada than.
Yeah, it's
in the
not like the
States.
fucking Soviet.
It also depends what kind of farm does he run.
Dairy farm.
Okay, so it's a
Yeah.
large scale dairy farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know that small scale like hobby farms
Are fun. Dude,
are
I was
fun. It's
I was gonna
great.
say it'd be
a lot of
fun.
people romanticize that where you have a couple sheep and you grow
Oh,
you have a small
yeah.
garden. A lot of people like that idea. A lot
Yeah.
of people
That's
want
cool.
to move towards that like self-sustaining
Yeah.
lifestyle
Off
where
the grid.
Yeah, off the
Yeah.
grid, hippie kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
I think that's kind of where a lot of trends are going. Like, even if you think about it, like,
Mm-hmm.
most modern houses, like, you want a garden. Like, most people that
Yeah.
are buying houses now, they're like, oh, I want a garden where... Even my mom, she lives in an apartment, but now she likes to, like... She bought, like, a mobile... I don't know how
Yep.
the fuck she does it, but she could... On her patio, she grows, like, tomatoes.
The largest thing
Yeah.
within the next 20 years, not 20,
Cucumbers.
one of the largest things in the next 10 years is going to be urban farming with hydroponics. So
Yeah.
inside every single apartment is going to be hydroponics. You can grow in your own vegetables and fruit.
So
It's
you
going to
have,
take off extremely, extremely well within
yeah,
the next 10 years.
I think people are gonna love
Invest
that.
now.
Invest now. Give me a call. Cody McMullen.
But yeah, so that definitely shows the contrast between agricultural, large scale, like cash crop farming, where you're
Yeah.
growing acres and acres and acres of wheat.
Yeah.
You're not getting the same enjoyment as where you grow a couple spices or herbs in your
Yeah.
garden and you grow a couple carrots and you make a salad once a year.
Couple
Yeah.
spices and a couple
Yeah.
herbs, you know.
That's a lot more.
Well, the thing is, July 1st, it's going to be legal to have a certain amount of plants. Another large thing is going to be growing plants in home organically.
A lot of people already do that, but
They're
know
gonna be able to do it
you're
legally.
discussing illegal crops.
But now, after July 1st, it's going to be legal for you to own your own plants, and that's going to take off like wild.
Yeah.
It's going to be like having a cocktail party, and ooh, look at my fucking marijuana plants, fucking green
I
Bahamas.
love your
Green
take on it.
Bahamas Kush, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be
Uh,
super popular.
Yeah.
Super
Yeah,
popular.
it's gonna be the same as showing off any other.
Like garden.
A lot of people our age love to have plants in their house, and
Yep.
eventually you're
Yeah.
just gonna see a marijuana plant
Yep.
as just another
I have plants.
household
It's like a fucking
object.
ficus.
Yeah.
Aloe
Yeah.
vera.
Yeah.
I-
Cactuses, like.
I have an aloe vera plant. You get a bug bite or something, you break off a
Yeah.
piece and
Sunburn?
you use it for
Yourself?
You
Yeah.
use
Sunburn?
It,
Yeah.
you use it for medicinal use that you
Yeah.
grow in your home. It's a nice thing to look at it, and you're like, oh, I raised this.
And I guess
aloe
That's gonna
vera
be
plant.
with marijuana pat. You get stressed out. I don't know if you can't just break it off like that. I don't
gotta
know.
do
Yeah,
it
it's
that way.
it's a little
Try it out.
different,
Yeah.
But it's still kind of the same
this-
process.
it's
Yeah.
fun
Similar.
farming is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's the best way I would.
You feel like
describe
you're
it.
being useful, self-sustainable. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna take a
So.
U-turn here and move to a totally different
I
subject.
like the transition.
Yeah. Our transitions are shit. I'm sorry. We'll be working on that. So, car explodes in Maryland after man uses body spray and then lights a cigarette. So, how much fucking axe is this guy spraying to fucking make his car blow up? Like,
I just
come
want to
on.
know.
So his car's gonna smell like cigarettes and it's gonna smell like body spray. So even if his car didn't blow up, he's still got
A bad
a
problem.
trash
saying.
car.
Yeah.
that I don't want to get in it. He's probably having a bad time.
So he literally doused himself in like Axe or whatever it was tag.
Yeah.
And then he lit a dart and caught his whole fucking car on fire.
Fuck. Did he die? Did it say? He has
No,
some serious
no,
burn
no.
injuries.
He
it
has-
says at
he
the
has
end
burn
there. This is
injuries.
in Baltimore
He
County.
appeared unharmed.
Oh my god, look at the side of his car. Farm to table catering.
Ooh,
He's a farmer.
He was
look
a
at
farmer.
that.
There
Wow.
was a transition
There's
that we
a sick
missed.
transition, yeah.
So body spray.
I think-
do girls like Axe?
Oh, that's a
No,
good question.
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Because I
They
for
don't.
I used to use Axe when I was young,
Yeah.
and I always put on a gross amount.
Yeah.
And
Shower.
Of course.
Axe
Yeah.
shower.
I had an Axe shower every day at
Oh
my
my
locker.
god. That's what you still smell to this day.
Yeah, but so for Christmas this year, my
Yeah.
mom, she always gets me something fun, and
Yeah.
she got me like a shaving kit.
Oh, yeah.
But it had body spray in it.
Yeah.
And it smells really good.
Body spray, like cologne, is different than Axe.
It's Axe.
No, body spray is Axe. It's like
It's
deodorant.
just a shitty fucking. It's a shitty fucking cologne.
No,
Cologne's nice.
This is
Small
Axe,
proportions.
and I
Yeah.
put on a very small amount,
And it
like I
smelled good?
would put on a bottle of cologne.
Yeah.
And I like the smell of it, but I've never had anybody say, "Oh, you reek of Axe." Like, did you douse yourself in Axe? And I think we're like,
But you're just like a smelly kid.
the stereotype comes from 13-year-olds just covering themselves in it. But in regards to the car catching on fire, I used to fool around and I'd have
Fucking
Axe,
spray
and
it,
you hold
yeah.
the lighter up and you make a
Yeah.
little flamethrower.
But if
And
it goes
I
in the
guess,
can, it blows up and you die.
Did you guys ever put Axe in your hand and light it on fire?
Probably. We'd always
yeah,
fuck
it was
around.
a fun. You
Yeah.
make the
was
fireball
fun.
when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Exactly. You put it on your door and light it on fire, and it just like
So
fires the
maybe
Axe.
he was just having some
Playing with
harmless
fire,
fun,
do not recommend.
especially
Well,
in a car.
And his car blew up apparently. Like,
He must have all the windows
he
up
said-
and sprayed a shit ton.
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
the air just expanded and caught fire. But how did he not get injured from that? Like
He did. It says right here. He's
says-
taken it with a burn unit with serious injuries.
Peach said the driver appeared unharmed and was taken to the hospital checking for. Man was taken to burn unit with serious injuries. Okay,
Yeah.
so he did have serious. Because he was literally in a fireball. Like
was
it blew up
literally
in his
in a
car, it
fireball.
expanded the roof, got
So
out through the door.
That's embarrassing to tell people. I would
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I would not want to tell.
Hey
people.
mate, how'd that car fire start?
I was real smelly, man.
I just doused myself with Axe and I lit a dart.
Now I'm
Yeah.
curious to. Was he on his way to a date and he was trying
Oh.
to freshen up? He was
Yeah.
having a cigarette to relieve the stress,
Yep.
and he needed to put some body spray on because he was trying to impress the girl. And
Yeah.
then he can't go because his car blew up, and
Trying
he's
to-
definitely not going on that date now. 'cause
Trying to
he
get
looks like an
laid.
idiot.
Now he's laying in the hospital.
Sad.
Sad.
Should you be able to smoke in your car though?
Hey, it's your own fucking car. You should ever do the fuck with whatever you want.
Well, we have laws against smoking in
With
the
children.
car
With children under 16.
That's different.
and you can't text. I don't know about eating in a car, but
I
If
don't
there's
Any
think
kind of
it's
distracted
distraction.
driving.
whereas if you're putting on body spray and trying to light a cigarette,
That's
At the same
distracting.
time,
He is
that's-
distracted.
that's very distracting.
It is distracting.
And so that brings up a debate about
He's probably just
what
got-
is distracted driving and
It's-
how far can you take it
It's
without
the
getting
fuck-
in trouble.
It's the discretion into the cop. Whatever the fucking guy says when he pulls you over, you could be picking your
Yeah.
fucking nose. He's like, "That's distracted driving, man. Here's a fucking $1 million ticket."
Maybe he was going to light a cigarette, but you know, like those weird moments where you have where you like you go to check your watch and you spill your coffee.
yeah.
Maybe he lit his armpit
Yeah.
like he was going to do the Axe and then sprayed himself on the cigarette and just. No, we don't
Maybe.
think that's a possibility.
Detective Brett's on the case.
Okay,
But
that definitely didn't happen.
does the article say if he was driving his car at the time or was he in a
It
parking
doesn't. That's the
lot,
whole
or-
article right there.
No,
It's
just
not
blew
very
up.
Fox 11. Come on.
Come on, Fox.
Step
Give us the
up your,
details.
details here.
No, it literally said he was blew up.
So speaking of police and getting in trouble with the police, we have an interesting little bit of
yeah,
history.
So welcome to Today in History.
So it's March 4th today.
Yes.
And today in history, 13 years ago, in 2005, Martha Stewart was released from prison.
So this is something I find hilarious. I was actually reading an article about this the other day because I was reading up about Carl Icahn doing insider trading. I was looking up other famous insider trading cases. Carl Icahn sold like $30 million worth of steel stock before the tariff the other day. But Martha Stewart went to jail for insider trading, and she was on house arrest, which is like, to get caught for insider trading, you have to be some kind of stupid. The people always cover their trails. It's super common to commit insider trading.
Now Martha Stewart did make her fortune off of cookbooks
Yeah.
and television appearances.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Finance is not
how
her
much?
forte.
How much do you think she's worth?
Now or before?
Like before?
Before?
Or no? Yeah, now and
Because they
I
took
guess
her
now.
money. Well, not all of it. They probably took.
Because this article says billionaire mogul Martha Stewart.
Oh
She
my,
is a
she's not
billionaire.
Maybe. Is
Think
she?
of all the products she
$1
has.
billion
like, so many
is a
Martha
lot of
Stewarts.
money.
She's she's the household name for
I
kitchens.
wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, she is.
Like who?
Then
who
why
better
would she,
for
the
kitchens?
trading?
than
The
Martha
case was
Stewart?
only for like fucking 500,000. Why would she risk it?
Probably for the thrill.
For the thrill, man.
Didn't she? Wasn't she also a klepto? Like, didn't
Oh,
she
I
also,
don't know. But
like,
klepto's different than insider trading.
No, I know
I
they're
would
way
assu-
different,
I
but
would
that's what
assume
the
that
point I'm going with.
That was what they caught her with. But if she was doing it insider trading on one, on these stocks,
true.
she must have been doing it on something
Yeah.
else as well. If
She's
she's willing
got
to take
caught.
the risk, she would have been doing it
Yeah.
on something higher risk as well.
Another famous like insider trading thing is like Hillary Clinton. She traded the cattle markets, bought at the bottom, sold at the top, bought at the bottom, sold at the top. Guess how much she knows about cattle futures? Nothing.
Nothing.
She literally got insider trading information on cattle prices.
And what was she? She was a senator at the time?
She was a senator at the time.
Okay, so this was during her
this is when she was
political career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was also she had 5 months in prison as well.
I thought she was just on house
No,
arrest.
she
5
was-
months
she
in
was in
prison
prison,
and
yeah.
5
Wow.
months house arrest.
But she was like cool in prison. All the ladies like, oh my fucking god, it's Martha Stewart.
Then she fucking makes a knife out of paper and stabs you.
What's
Well,
that?
no,
What else
thi-
happened today?
This is a what they call it is sweet crime,
yeah,
and so that's where it's non-violent.
And they
it's,
don't really-
it's corporate
Yeah.
crime.
a white collar
And-
crime.
Yeah, white collar crime, but you're not going to
like a bad prison.
a maximum security penitentiary.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
minimum security. Like,
Yeah,
You're probably going to a fairly decent place.
yeah.
She can pay off whoever. She has public image. She's
Yeah.
a renowned figure.
Yeah.
If you see her in prison, you're gonna know who she is.
Yeah.
She,
Yeah, no one would fuck with her. Everyone was probably like trying to get on her good side. Like, oh, when I get out, like I'll protect you. Just give me a little bit of money.
Yeah.
You're a fucking billionaire.
I wouldn't be surprised if she heard a lot of sob stories in there. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
People thinking, oh, I'm gonna be best friends with Martha when we both get out.
She was
and
only.
I can ride her coattails back to success.
Yeah.
Because she did make a fairly decent recovery. No one looks poorly upon her now.
No.
People laugh at it. People are like, oh, she went to jail for 5 minutes. Like, what a funny, like, that's a crazy story, Martha.
Yeah.
But, like,
Yeah.
she's still, like,
on TV and
she's
shit.
still on TV.
She has a show with Snoop, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, she
Martha
does.
Stewart,
Yeah.
Snoop.
So,
Yeah.
she made a recovery. She got caught. She probably got away with other insider trading.
Yeah.
I know the article does say that it was with her friend's company.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how much she trades, but it might have just been a one-off thing.
She only got
where-
fined $30,000. That's nothing.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
2
white
years
collar crime
probation.
for
Yeah.
you. It's not violent, and
Still
Oh,
hurts
yeah.
people.
it does hurt
It
people.
hurts retail
but
investors like me that get scammed.
You know where she was sent? She was sent to a minimum security facility in West Virginia known as Camp Cupcake. That's where she was sent.
yeah, exactly.
I
It's
like
a
that.
minimum security facility. Back to West Virginia, I guess, eh?
Yeah.
We've been
Yeah.
revolving
Full
around
circle.
West Virginia.
Any
today.
West Virginia watchers, please comment. All 20 of you, maybe one of y'all are from West Virginia.
She was allowed to leave her home 48 hours each week. Oh,
What?
only to go to work.
So she was still
And
working on her,
once she completed her sentence, she began to work on 2, not 1 but 2 new NBC television shows.
There you have it. Doesn't matter.
I
What
don't-
else happened today? Let's see. There was another good one.
that's a publicity stunt.
That is a publicity.
She
stunt.
got publicity when she got caught. She only got fined $30,000, and she
Mhm.
gets publicity when she gets out. People are gonna buy her stuff just because there's this new. She's back in popular image.
Yeah,
all
she has
publicity
an
is good
empire.
Yeah,
publicity.
all publicity is good publicity.
Look
Yeah.
at Kanye West. That guy only gets bad publicity, basically.
But yet we're talking about
But
it.
everyone talks about him and everyone loves him. Okay, so on this day in 1933, we had FDR got inaugurated.
Well, can't think of anything witty or funny to say. I was
Yeah,
gonna make a
okay.
wheelchair
Me
joke,
neither.
but
And then 1861, Lincoln got inaugurated, which was kind of
oh,
cool.
That is cool.
Kind of cool. And Lincoln's often
Do you think
one of
he
the
had
best.
a bigly crowd there?
Lincoln
Mm,
with
yeah.
what was his opinion on? He got inaugurated during the Civil War.
No, that was his second term.
That was his second term.
Yeah.
When was his first? So his first term was 4 years.
1960 or 1860.
1860.
Yeah.
Well, this is 1861.
Oh, it's 1861 or whatever. No, 1860 is the year he won the election, and then he got inaugurated.
The first year.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, but his re-election was during the Civil War. His slogan was "Don't change your horse halfway through the river." Don't
Okay.
fucking change your leader when you're in the middle of a fucking conflict with your own country.
That
Wow.
makes sense. That's
Yeah.
I'd
Wait,
probably
so did he join during the Civil War, when it was happening?
No, no,
Like,
no.
that's
He
when
was inaugurated. He was president before the Civil War started,
Oh, okay.
and then he started taking away state rights.
Oh, and
mainly
that was
to
like
do with
his
slavery.
That was his campaign to
I don't think
have
he
the people-
campaigned on it. He may have.
I've heard that he didn't campaign slavery too hard, but I don't know enough. I don't have any reliable sources. for
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any reliable source either, but that's kind of a good slogan to have midway through. Oh, this guy's totally taking our slaves, and it's oh, we're in the middle of a civil war.
Don't
change presidents.
That's yeah.
Don't
That's
change
what
your
it was.
horses.
So.
That's a pretty smart stance.
Although I think later on, Woodrow Wilson, did he not? I think he lost the second election in the First World War.
Did he?
I think so. I can't guarantee that.
You're a history major, Wes. You're supposed to know this. What the fuck?
Yeah, well,
His first inaugural address was on this day, Woodrow Wilson in 19.
oh, so he came into
1913.
power in the First World War. Okay. So
Oh,
that's a
Woodrow
little bit
Wilson.
different.
Yeah.
That was I was definitely off, but
That's fine.
It's
I mean,
American
say they were
history. Who really
disappointed
cares? We're Canadian.
with the action, the way the pay raise bill was handled, and then
We're
rescheduled.
having some minor technical.
Some fucking
difficulties,
autoplay on Fox. What
but,
the fuck, guys?
Fox News.
Fake
So that's
news.
autoplay ads. I can't.
Wait, what's your opinion on autoplay ads? Oh, this is sad. This talks about the prison.
Okay.
Oregon dad made
Prison.
son shoot him to delay prison sentence. Ooh.
Ooh, that's pretty brutal.
What did he do? Let's see. Shannon.
So in England.
No, that's his name,
Oh,
idiot.
oh, okay. It didn't even say England. It says England.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucks me hard.
So if they've already put a typo in it, it's a hard article to trust.
That's his name.
No, but there's a typo on England.
No, that's
That's
his
his name, you idiot.
I think
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, I was misinformed.
Sorry.
Really?
It
Sorry
is
about that, mate.
BBC though, so
We can't trust BBC. Fake news.
So this was in the UK then.
this was in the United Kingdom.
All right.
The injury that I sustained doesn't even bother me, he told the judge.
So he had his 17-year-old son shoot him in the lower legs with a 20-gauge shotgun.
Jesus, fuck! Why did he do a little lower
On July
caliber?
31st, 2014. That is
Wow.
fucked up.
What was his crime?
Did it say? And
10 years for
mortgage
extensive
fraud.
mortgage fraud.
Wow, he did not get the Martha Stewart treatment.
No, they did
got
not
the-
like him.
He got the book thrown at him. What did he do with mortgage fraud to get 10 years?
That's what happens when you're not a celebrity.
No, white collar crime never gets punished.
Who?
Maybe in the UK it does.
If he died too, his son would have been left to deal with the consequences.
Yeah.
So you're being charged with manslaughter, but my dad wanted me to shoot.
I swear, dude, I didn't mean to kill my dad.
You're 17 years old. You should know not to fucking shoot someone.
So, how bad do you
brutal.
think you would not want to go to prison to fucking shoot yourself in the leg?
Yeah, because
10
if it is
years.
a white collar crime, you'd
I'm
think
not-
it would
yeah.
be a fairly.
Get on a good
Lightweight.
time, good behavior.
What are British prisons
Yeah.
like?
This isn't in England, he said.
No, it's England. It's
in the
BBC.
UK.
It's the BBC.
Well, so that is that his name?
That is his name.
Shannon
though.
England?
Yeah.
Where is he?
This county.
Multnomah.
Oh no.
Multnomah County Sheriff.
Multnomah County.
Oh, maybe
Portland,
it is
Oregon.
It is in Oregon.
It's
but it's on the
Portland, Oregon.
BBC.
Oh, so it's in the States.
Yeah, it was in the States. Oh shit. Is he white?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
white.
he's white.
He's white as fuck.
And he got 10 years for mortgage fraud.
Is he white? I like that's the first thing you look
No,
for.
no, like,
is this
it's a
guy
thing that-
white?
Yeah.
It's like if you're not white, they throw the book at you.
That's fair. This guy got the book thrown at him pretty hard though. But I feel like he deserves it. If you're gonna ask your son to shoot you in the leg,
Yeah, this guy's a
just
piece
so you
of
can get
shit.
like a couple months more at home or in the hospital.
This guy's a real piece of shit.
Like that's pretty shitty. Like your son too.
You
like,
fucked up your son.
I think a couple extra, if you have 4 or 5 extra months before your sentencing,
Yeah.
it does give you a chance to fight the if they haven't actually made the sentence yet.
No, he got sentenced.
Oh, he was already sentenced.
Yeah.
Okay, so he just had a.
Just
they're
wanted
waiting
to
for his-
chill. He wanted to fucking chill at his own house. Like,
Huh.
this
Well,
guy's.
he lost his limb too, so he lost
Did
his
he?
leg. Like he
Oh,
he
yeah.
lost his leg.
So he didn't think this through at all.
This
Like,
is a horrible,
He
horrible
lost his
idea.
leg. Like that's shitty.
He got caught for mortgage fraud.
In 10 years, this guy's gonna get out and be like, "Fuck, I served my time." Like, not only would he have gotten out a couple months earlier, but now he's gonna get out without a fucking leg. Like this
Yeah.
guy did not use any critical thinking at all.
I'm
Why would
curi-
he not shoot it with a
He could've
fucking
died.
9mm?
I'm curious to how the it's probably only probably had one weapon
Yeah,
in the
I
house.
guess,
It's probably
yeah.
a hunting shotgun or
Yeah.
something. But especially in
20
Oregon,
gauge.
that's like a pretty.
Yeah.
20 gauge shotgun.
But I wonder how the son
He's
has
fucked,
dealt
probably.
with that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that
probably
must
messed
be
him up.
mentally strenuous to
Yeah.
have your father first ask you, "Son, I need you to shoot me
Oh,
because
so-
I don't want to go to prison."
Yeah.
Your dad's going to prison.
Yeah.
Is when you get told. He comes up to you and says, "Son, they're sending me to prison, but if you shoot me in the leg,
It'll
I
be a
can
little
spend
less.
a couple months in the hospital instead."
So you and then you have to watch. He blew his dad's leg off. Like it's a 20 gauge shotgun.
Why didn't he just nick
And then
him?
he watched. Like you'd have to look at it to shoot it. So you just watched yourself blow off your dad's leg. And then he's probably like, "Fuck, why'd you do that? Call an ambulance."
I still can't
Like,
get over
that's
the
just
10 years. Like,
Traumatizing.
that's insane. He got real fucked, but
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like the smaller your white collar crime is, oftentimes you're punished more severely. It's the same as Martha Stewart stole thousands and thousands of dollars
Yeah.
in insider trading, and she
Tens
gets
of
5
thousands.
months. If you go into a store and steal
$1.
$300.
Yeah, it has to be
But it's
about
violent.
$250.
Is it 250? Is
I think petty
It's
theft
500.
is okay.
whatever? Let's say
I
a
don't know.
grand even.
But yeah, so even $1,000, a small amount. Like our society puts a larger weight on small scale crime than white collar crime, where you don't see it happening. People feel it doesn't affect them because
does,
me
yeah.
personally, I'm not trading in stocks or anything. I know
Yeah.
Cody does, and so it'd affect him a lot more if
People
someone
trading on, it's just
stealing.
unfair, right?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing about the market is that everyone has the same information. You can do the best you possibly can, which is obviously not true.
Yeah,
Right?
but where this comes into the question is, a lot of people fear small crime that can happen to them. If I ran a store,
Yeah.
I'm a lot
Yeah.
more worried about someone coming in and trying to steal from my cash register than someone
start
someone
trading.
on Wall Street stealing thousands of dollars from some other corporation.
Yeah.
A lot of people have no idea what's going on
Yeah.
with white collar crime. They say whatever, it's not my money. I don't care.
I just hope
But-
they're punished fairly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which often doesn't happen.
I've seen, I've worked in banks, and I've seen, even at the lowest levels, shady shit goes on. Shady shit goes
Yeah.
on. Even at the lowest level of fucking retail banking, shady shit goes on.
I think no matter where you are, like it could be anything from large corporations like insider trading to like banks, even like competitions with judges, or like it's like some Olympics like way
Yeah.
back have been like rigged, right? That's why we have so many different judges to judge stuff
from all around the world. And
Like I remember hearing a story about this guy. He's one of the fitness guys. I won't get too into it because obviously I don't want to bore you guys.
because this podcast is
But he
boring
said
enough.
he used to compete, and then like he would lose all his competitions, and everyone would be like, "Yo, dude, just work on your arms or just work on your poses a little bit." And then he started getting like Instagram likes, and people started following, so he's popular.
Yeah.
And then people at these competitions reached out to him, and they're like, "Hey, just come to our show, and we'll give you the title." Right. So like it was a popularity contest, is what it
Yeah.
was. That's how you won, by being
Yeah.
popular. Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like no matter
Because
where
the show
you go,
wants the publicity.
yeah, they want the publicity.
dude,
they
I
want your
won.
followers to like follow them. Right.
Boxing is notoriously bad for this, especially in the Olympics. Notoriously bad.
Yeah,
For,
boxing's definitely a hard one to
It's
judge.
because it's-
when
yeah.
there's no knockout,
yeah.
it's just who hit who more.
Points and
Technical
hard,
points.
right?
It's hard
It's all
to
subjective,
decide
right?
what's a point and what's not.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to compared to
yeah.
like a 100-meter dash, where
Someone's
first one across
faster.
the line has won.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
I 100% agree.
Let's hop into this topic. It's pretty funny, a little more lighthearted. So, condoms made in China are too small. This was a claim from African health minister. So, a Chinese company.
Just trying to brag about how big his dick is.
Yeah, so they're based in Zimbabwe. Obviously, Chinese health or the African health minister wanted condoms to prevent the spread of HIV and AIDS in Africa, which is obviously a huge problem. So they ordered some condoms from China, and when they showed up, they were a little tight, I think.
A little not fit.
A little not fit.
I get this problem sometimes as well, and
They're too big for you, though. You get the opposite problem.
it cuts off circulation. It's just not fun.
I agree with
Yeah.
some brands like Lifestyle.
That
like,
totally happens to me, too, guys.
Lifestyle can make super small ones. So I totally agree, right? It's different.
Yeah.
Some people have like
Some people
wide,
have different shaped.
wider.
Yeah, like
some people are
everyone's different,
longer,
right?
So I can see what it's, and we
Yeah.
all know the stereotype. Like
It's true, though.
African Americans have larger love organs.
Don't worry, you can say anything on
Dicks.
this podcast.
They have larger dicks, so I
Yeah.
think like that's the stereotype, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of funny because that's what everyone's thinking about. Like, oh, Chinese people have small penises.
Yeah.
They're giving condoms to black people. Like that's so funny.
Some stereotypes are true. Is that
Yeah, I
racist?
guess it's true. Like I guess Africa on a continental level has
Africa.
if we're talking about like height, they have the tallest average height.
Huh.
Or I think unless the Nordic countries.
I
I
was
think the
gonna
Nordic
say, that's
countries
what
are
I
up
thought.
there. But
Height.
but usually it's proportional, right? Like usually
Yeah.
your hands, your feet, your dick as well is gonna be as big, like proportional to.
For everyone knows, Brett's 5'5".
5'7". I'm gonna twisted. So yeah, I feel like that can make sense. Like people in
Yeah.
China are relatively smaller compared to people in Africa, so things are gonna be smaller. What are your thoughts?
I heard this story how like during It was some war that the Americans wanted to drop extra large condoms into Russia or into China or something.
I think it was Germany, wasn't it?
It might have been Germany. It was somewhere, but to make the guys think that like the American cocks were massive.
Yeah.
It was like a propaganda kind of machine. Like,
I read about that too.
Yeah, I mean that's
Didn't
the
they do it?
psychological
That really,
warfare. I
yeah,
think
that
so.
really hits you on the primitive level.
Yeah, it does.
Fuck,
Like,
these are so big.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
They're meant for our soldiers
like,
having
whoa,
sex with each
do you
other.
think the American cock is this
Oh my
big?
What I don't get is like, why would they do that? Like they drop them. Like people are like, why'd they drop condoms? Is it for their soldiers? All the men here that are what they're gonna fuck each other?
I think what they're
you can
trying
fuck
to
the
say
locals.
is, if I was,
Yes.
if this was me in this situation, we'll put it on a smaller scale. I'm about to go into a boxing match with some guy. I
Yeah.
give him the massive condom, and I say, I'm about to fuck you. So I guess they could be implying that, but I think Cody is more on the point with that.
Mhm.
But
I like it.
yeah, the height, if you're taller, is that true?
I think so.
I
makes
think
sense.
usually, obviously, there's outliers
Yeah.
because I'm short and have a massive cock.
So
Wow.
is that why
Prove it.
Just
is that
kidding.
why girls are less
kidding.
likely to date short men?
Wow, that's a good point. I never even thought of that.
I think
Is that
so.
true?
I don't know, I'm asking.
Proportionally, yeah.
Let's
people
get a
with-
girl in here. Does anyone
Think
know
about
any girls?
Think about this.
I
Think
know.
about when you meet taller people. Like Foster's the tallest out of all of us. He has
Yeah, buddy of
size
ours.
12 feet.
His feet are massive.
He has size 12 feet and his hands are big as well. Like I have
You know what they say about big hands? You
Big
got
gloves.
Big gloves.
big gloves. I have like medium average. I would say I'm pretty average
What shoe size
everywhere.
are you?
I'm a 10,
Yeah.
but I'm super short. Right.
Yeah.
So like I think 9 or 10 is average.
Wes is a size 6 in shoes.
I'm a size 8.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
You got little baby
Wes?
feet.
I'll take my
Wes is
shoes off
size
right
8.
now,
Look at this.
yeah.
Me and Wes probably have
This
almost
is horrible
the same size
content,
feet.
guys.
Okay.
Pay attention.
But yeah,
Okay,
so
sorry.
Come on.
I can obviously men date women who are shorter. I would feel uncomfortable dating a girl who is
Taller than
2
you?
feet taller than me.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
If
How
a,
do you
if
sound?
a girl
about
was
that?
6'5", I'd feel awkward.
What? No, 6'5" is a little bit of a
I'm giving an
hyperbole.
extreme example.
What happens if she was
Hyperbole's
like
good.
5'10"?
You can work with that.
I'm 5'9", so.
No, you're not.
Yes,
I'm
I
taller
am.
than you, and
Oh
I'm
my
5'9.5".
I'm 5'7".
Okay, well, let's not get into a size contest here.
Well, yeah, let's not get into a
Wow.
compression
But,
contest.
But it's definitely a common thing. I've heard it a lot of times of girls. There's definitely that double standard where
Mhm.
a man can't say a physical reason why you wouldn't date a girl, but a girl can easily say,
Yeah.
you're much shorter than me, so
Mhm.
that's a deal breaker, which I think is understandable. But
Yeah.
All right, so this kind of transitions into a good question,
Yeah.
which I don't know if I'll be able to answer, but I feel like you guys will have good answers for this. So, what about sex did you think was normal until you met your second partner? So, your first partner, something did that wasn't normal until you met the second one.
I don't know. I can't think of anything that was drastically. But I'm saying partner as in terms of first time and second time.
First time, like first lover, first person you
lover?
had sex with. Sorry, I don't know. See, I'm trying
First
to be, I'm trying to be
intimate
politically
relationship.
correct.
What is the politically correct one?
I think lover, maybe
intimate
not.
relationship.
Intimate relationship. I guess it doesn't matter. I can't think of
Partner, first partner.
Fine, whatever. The context, the word doesn't matter. But I can't think of anything drastically different. Yeah, I don't think anything was too different between.
I had a buddy in high school that he had sex with a girl in like grade 10.
Mm-hmm.
So like we were old enough to know this wasn't a thing. But anyways, he told me that he didn't wear any protection when he had sex with her.
Yeah.
Because she just scooped it out after. She went to the bathroom and scooped it out of her vagina. So he just busted a load inside her and then she scooped it out.
Is that
and
how
I
it
had to
works?
inform him. No, I had to inform him because we learned this in health class that like you can, if you come inside a girl, like you can't scoop it out like that. My teacher said that word for word. He's like, if you finish inside them, it's in there. Like there's no getting it out.
Yeah.
They can't like pee it out. They can't fish it
Yeah.
out. Like he said everything. And so this was like a year later that this guy told me this. I'm like, dude, like
What if you
You're a
have
it's-
fucking idiot, buddy.
It travels up. She can't finger it all out. Like
But if you have a
Jesus.
vacuum,
if you vacuum,
Jesus.
the chances are higher, but they're still not perfect, right? So
that's
Depends what kind of vacuum
I
you
think
have.
I think that's a pretty low intelligence level. If
Yeah,
you were
this
to
guy's
not
a
know
fucking
that,
idiot.
Obviously, if I was 15, losing my virginity, and some girl said, "Don't worry about it." I'd
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
say, "Yeah, I'm good. Like, don't worry, don't worry."
I had sex. I'm gonna tell my
But,
friends.
I would say like one.
I think if I like back then, if I hadn't heard that from my teacher, and then I had sex with a girl, and she was like, "Oh no, don't
I just
worry."
feel
I'll
like something's
I'll
off
wash it.
about
I'll
this.
wash it out. I'd be like, "Oh, that's awesome! You can do that. Sex is amazing." And then I'd go tell all my friends, and then I'd be the one.
Today
that they found out.
I learned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
like-
a thread on Reddit like today I fucked up.
Today I got a girl pregnant because you can't wash it out.
I was gonna say,
So that's
in regards to the original question of what did you think was normal for your second partner, I don't know if this was before my second.
'Cause there's so
I don't.
many.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to name any names. I don't want to get
Obviously.
too into detail. But this kind of revolves back to around our first subject of the movie theater.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I think it's one of my first girlfriends. She had no problem at all being intimately involved with others in the room.
Oh
But
yeah.
Since that
Oh.
one, I think I've never had a
See
girl
that-
who's willing. Actually,
Actually.
so again to the young compared to older, as some things get more weird when you're older. I had a couple sexual experiences where you're under a blanket fooling around with
yeah.
someone else in the room, or everyone's at a party or something, and
Yeah.
you're sneaking out behind the
the
shed
tra- to the
behind the shed at the
trampoline.
field party. Yeah,
Yeah.
like so. There's always you're having a party and like you set up your tent, and anyone can pop their head in at any
You
time.
set up your tent.
And so I think
I like it.
it wouldn't be after my second partner, but at my current stage in life.
You're not gonna
I'm-
fuck in front of other people.
Yeah,
Or, like,
but
get
Because
your-
you're not a
get
kid
your
just
wick
like
wet.
desperate to fucking do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so. I thought it was completely normal. I thought that was the
I-
wildest thing. If I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I got a fucking squeeze off in front of Billy over there, like I did. There was a time where I'm not gonna name any names.
Please
but
do not.
a friend of a friend, and we were at a party, and I was trying to take this girl to a bedroom.
Yeah.
But another party goer said, "No, I'm sleeping in this bed," and he went into the bedroom and locked the door, which is so. I said to myself, she thought, "Oh, that's too bad. Like,
No,
it's
no
fine.
kissing tonight.
Yeah, we can just kiss or something." And I said, "I'm not gonna let Buddy close the door in my face, literally and metaphorically. I didn't want that door closed, so we ended up on the couch together."
Oh yeah.
With another guy.
In the
there was
room?
two couches in like an L shape.
Yeah.
We were on one couch sleeping together, while the other guy was on the couch, and
He had a crush on the girl.
yeah,
Yeah.
he liked the girl.
He liked the girl.
And so-
Is this you?
No.
So we messed around on the couch. It didn't get serious, but we were messing around on the couch. Like we
Yeah.
didn't have sex, but we were fooling around on the couch. And probably about like it was late. It must have been like 1 or 2 in the morning. But I stopped for a minute and I realized that the guy was just like blasting music in his headphones. Like I hadn't realized it at first, but when like we were silent for a little bit, and I saw that he just had music playing really loud, like loud enough that you wouldn't be able to sleep. And he
Yeah.
was just like in the like fetal position,
Oh,
like,
feels so bad
listening
for
to
this
it,
guy.
and like I felt really bad.
Yeah.
And like now, I would never do that to one of my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but,
fucked.
like-
What, you didn't know the kid, did you?
I knew him.
Did you?
But like I wasn't like
Close with
yeah,
him,
I wasn't
yeah.
close with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I
that
definitely
sucks.
like that was normal, and definitely I've heard lots of similar stories to that, and I've had similar experiences to that.
Yeah.
But at this stage in my life, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
definitely
We're
not.
all adults.
I think
now.
I think it goes back to what Cody said earlier. Like if you're a kid and you just want to like
Yeah.
squeeze one off,
Yeah.
like you'll do anything because it's like you go home, your parents are there, you can't bring her there, you can't go to her place. It's only your buddy. You're at your buddy's place. His parents aren't home. That's
Yeah.
the only place you can get anything done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you sneak off.
That's why
and
kids
you,
fool
or
around in
you
cars.
put a blanket
Yeah.
over you, and your buddy's trying to hook up with some girl while you're hooking up with this girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You take the biscuit when you can.
Yeah.
Take
Not
the
anymore though,
biscuit
because
when
you can
you
get
can.
it whenever.
That's
The more you can get it, the less you want it.
if we
It's
have
weird.
any young listeners, take the biscuit while you can.
That's
And
the life
you'll
advice
laugh. You'll
for
laugh
today.
about it in the future.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Enjoy the biscuit while you can.
Enjoy the biscuit.
If you ever need more advice, just hit Brett up on Twitter. He's pretty smooth. You know?
Or Cody. Cody
Yeah.
has.
Okay, I
Cody's
think
fun.
we're coming up on an hour here now. So let's wrap this up. Any
Cool.
final thoughts on any of the topics?
No,
Well, No, go ahead, Brett.
no,
Sorry.
you're.
I was gonna say this was a lot more sexually filled than I
I
anticipated.
know this one was
I'm
just
sorry.
like a weird, really sexual podcast.
We're sorry.
So I think
Or not.
we're gonna have some tension to work out
Yeah.
after the camera's off.
Ooh.
But
Ooh.
Other than that, thanks for all our listeners.
What's our secret word today?
Our secret word
what is
today?
the secret word?
So if they make it to the end, which is like literally nobody's gonna make it to the end, we have a secret word.
I haven't.
to comment.
I've listened to 2 of these podcasts and I haven't heard the. You guys have had the secret word in
Yeah.
previous ones. I've never made it to the secret word.
Oh.
If that,
So the secret word this week will be
Call it.
what?
Just call it.
Oh, you wanted me to make one
Yeah,
up on the spot.
on the spot.
It will be hand stuff in the movies. Right? Hand stuff in the movies.
In the movie. Let's make it the movie theater. Let's make it make sense. Hand stuff in the movie theater. Okay, yeah.
It doesn't matter. No one's gonna watch it.
movie
then.
theater
Follow us
squeeze
on
job.
Twitter. Follow us on
Squeeze
Twitter
job. Squeeze job.
and
Squeeze
Instagram and subscribe.
Thank you for watching.
Thank
Have a
you
good
for
one,
watching.
guys.